Okay. And look at that. The room is filling up. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good evening.
Control a body and soul. Don't move too fast, people just talking slow. Don't get ahead, just jump into it. Y'all hear about it? You can do it. Check the body, yeah.
I was dead wrong about the form the 2024 crypto bull market was going to take. I thought back here that we had temporarily topped and we cashed out right at the top. We made some shorts. We made a few bucks on the way down. And then I got it wrong. The market started to rally. And fortunately, we realized we were wrong. We exited our shorts and got long in big size here. Big size, actually. So this has taken my accounts to a 10x now from the 100x coin club, starting from $10,442 for this small account, which is one of four that we trade, up to $105,000. But in the last 7 days, since I last saw you guys, the last 7 days, we doubled this fucking thing. So fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And the plan has always been, we're going to get the bag with the 100x coin club by yanking and banking these things. We're going to secure the bag. We're going to actually cash out those profits. We're not going to let it ride forever like it's stuck. We're going to 10x your winnings with our automated systems. And then we're going to bro down to generational wealth. But things are about to get even more retarded, though. Officer down, we need to revise the plan. So what I was expecting was a much, much deeper pullback. And so I've got up Chainlink here, which I was hoping to buy in this sort of, $11 to $9 range. And that ain't going to fucking happen anymore. Like, that's just completely off the table. And since I was forced to chase the market, other traders will be forced to as well. And this is part of the setup for a really, really historic face-melting rally. And I just want to point out to you guys that we're so early. Like, Solana has only really recovered half of what it lost. And you would expect it to go a lot higher than it was in 2021. I mean, perfectly reasonable targets are a long way off. Now, the implication of all this is that this bull market is much stronger than I thought or anyone else realizes yet. And we have a bunch of price action clues, which I want to go through today. So this is Bitcoin. This is our old highs. The first day we broke above those old highs, we closed above those old highs, which is very important because it implies acceptance. The next day we got a normal pullback and shook off those sellers and just busted straight up. We have 9 consecutive days now where sellers cannot force the price below the daily bar low. So what that tells us is that this day the sellers couldn't push it down below here. This day the sellers couldn't push it down below here. This day the sellers couldn't push it down below here, here. This is a very strong indicator that traders are left behind, that traders are on the sidelines waiting for a dip. I'll buy it next pullback, which never comes. And so what that does is it makes all these sideline guys very, very horny for any dip. So it means that the next dip to come, whenever it comes, and there's going to be dips, will be just snaffled up, aggressively snaffled up. Now, the next thing I want to point out to you is I've got average true range as a percentage of price as a proxy for volatility. It's a reasonable proxy for volatility. And all of our major coins are breaking out from historic lows. And this is what you want to see because things cycle from low to high. And when they get up to this high, we can get really, really big moves quickly. And you can see this with Solana, Chainlink, INJ, and TIA. They're all at low volatility. Now, there's this great conversation with George Soros asking Druckenmiller why he only put $1 billion on the famous GBP pound short. And Soros, he said he was bragging to his boss, Soros, that he put $1 billion on. And Soros said, you call that a position for ants. It takes courage to be a pig. And this is that time. You know, the planets are very aligned, right? Very aligned. And what we're seeing is a combination of three things. First thing, traders are buying in previous halvings. The halving happened and then it messed around a while and then the market took off. Traders know that 3 times in a row this has happened. They're front running. They're getting in advance of it. And this is very different to prior cycles. The second thing that's going on is that Bitcoin ETF flows, it started out, GBTC was just hemorrhaging, bleeding money because it's a bad Bitcoin ETF, and all the others were picking some up. This has stabilized to consistent flows of $541 million in, $493 million, $631 million, $339 million in every day. Now, what happens is every time an ETF has an inflow, they have to go into the market and buy spot Bitcoin, which is why we're seeing it just blast through everything like it's just gorilla pin mode. Now, the next thing that's interacting with these two other things is that traders like me who are waiting for a deeper pullback, they got fucking nothing. And these guys will be forced to make some very uncomfortable decisions about whether or not they buy now or wait for a pullback or are forced to pay up at higher prices. Now, this $500 million per day buying of Bitcoin, which the ETF operators have been forced to do, and forced and constrained buyers and forced and constrained sellers are a major source of alpha. They don't have a choice. They have to do it. They're going to push the price up. And other people know that, and other people are buying because they know, hey, you guys are going to have to do this. It's going to push the price up. It's a slam dunk. So I've been trading crypto since 2014. I've never seen it this strong. Never, ever. And I want to be really clear. When someone has to go into the market and they have to buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin every day just to keep the ETF balanced, none of the usual arguments apply. Your Fibonacci levels, your support, your resistance, all that stuff, just throw it away. It's completely worthless right now. Won't work. Crypto, it's not hampered by all these, pesky fundamentals, earnings, valuations. And so what's happening here is positive feedback loops are driving the market now. What I mean is that the spot ETF buying is pushing the market up. People are front running the halving. It's pushing the market up. The market pushing the market, more buyers in the market is making the price go up faster, which is attracting more flows into that. It's attracting more retail participants and more and more and more and more, and it's being whipped into a frenzy. And this is a classic positive feedback loop. And exactly like the squelch from a microphone, there's no telling how loud it's going to get. So any upside predictions, forget those. They're not valid. So let's go through our current open positions before we move on to some finrev positioning. So let's just have a look at the things we're in right now. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, this trade has been very unsatisfying, but it's on a tear right now. So I wouldn't exit that one if you're in. I still have some left. I sold out of half my position here. I was hoping to load up the truck here. I don't think I'm going to get it. PHB, we bought here, I think, or here. Doing fine, breaking out from a low volatility level. Pendle, looking really nice, totally fine. I thought this was going to happen. That's not going to happen, clearly. I think we're just going to go straight up. INJ, I thought this was going to happen, and this is what's been happening. BSV, this is our only short at the moment. I got into it at the red line. I'm very happy with this short, despite the fact that the price has gone up. The people involved are in litigation right now, and it's obvious it's falling apart for them. So happy with that one. Arkham looking good. Kudos, new trade for us. We got in on the break of this hammer candle here, looking ballistic. Broke above old highs, closed above it. Kept going. And this is the nice steady march up. That's no reason to get out of this trade. We got a fair way to run here. And this looks like being a decreasing volatility bull move, which is the longest lasting type of these moves. They don't burn themselves out. CFX, this is a DWF Labs pump and dump. And we got in right here. And that has been just in profit, pretty good. Vertex got in here. It's about break even. I think this one's worth a flyer. Small positions, please, for this one. Sui, that's just a phenomenally great chart coin, decreasing volatility bull move, indicating that when we see price going up while volatility goes down, this is an unusual form of a bull market. And what it means is that bearish setups have a lower probability of success. So what we're likely to see is technically perfect top setups that don't work and that just go down for a little bit and then keep going. So this is a one to hold. Nia looks great. Solana, first down day in a while, looks great. Looks really great. IMX, boy, phenomenal. Okay. I want to show you guys something. We have we got in back here. We have a break above the old highs. This is the effect that's dominating our profits right now, is a break and close above the old highs. We had a second chance to add to this position on an upside break of the inside candle. The inside candle here is this bar has a lower high and a higher low than the previous bar. We got another inside candle here. We had an opportunity to add again, and some people did. I'd already added twice. So, by the way, just as an aside, the rules for adding to positions are exactly like on the US $1 bill. Keep adding smaller and smaller amounts as you go up. It's a pyramid. We've got another one today. You could conceivably add to this if it broke out here. So I'm going to add a little alert on it like I do and go once per minute. And I'm going to create an alert and that's going to tell me, and I'll probably add some more to that. And we've got this bad boy Ondo here. It's going okay, like speculative small position trade. Okay. Now, today I'd like you to understand not just the rules, and I'm going to give you access, free access, no pay, to some software which does the heavy lifting on this for you, but the deep principles underpinning this are the most valuable thing you can take away. So do me a favor, please switch off your mobile phones, your Facebook, your Instagram, anything else which is going to distract you. You might have realized I go fast and we have a lot to get through. So here's the plan. In the 100x Coin Club, we practice what I call the 4 pillars of effective shitcoinery. And this is the 80-20 of shitcoin trading, guys. We're looking for pump and dumps. We haven't got many of those. We've only got a couple right now. We're looking for knife catching when mini crashes or FOMO overwhelm available liquidity and we can play short-term mean reversion. We'll get some of those soon. We're looking for narrative plays, like we had some very strong narrative plays with the meme coins. The trap with narrative plays is thinking lightning is going to strike the same place twice. It's going to be a new thing. So, and the last thing, the thing that's dominating right now is that momentum effects are really making us all the money. So we want to just pay attention to that. So momentum effects are dominating returns. So this is where we should devote the bulk of our attention. And I want to be really clear. I doubt lightning's going to strike twice in a row on the memes. We want to be holding the strongest coins, betting on them, betting on the winners, but these aren't going to last forever. Like, we're making a lot of money now, and the dirty truth is that these bull markets always end eventually, and they end in nuclear fashion. And the game isn't how much you make, it's how much you keep. So I'll show you in a few minutes how we're going to take the profits from the 100x Coin Club, get about 10xing that on autopilot without ever risking your profits. And when I say 10x returns on autopilot, you might think that's just hype. But since 2019, what I'm going to show you today would have turned a $10,000 starting investment into $203,000, actually more than that. Today, you're going to see a press button make money system that makes money every single year since we started in 2019. Has never had a losing year, has 4.5 million of our own money, making 100% per year, even in the bear market, earns risk-adjusted returns better than Soros and Ray Dalio put together, and that's no shit. It works in bull markets and bear markets. It printed money during the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX debacle and every other crypto disaster that you can possibly name, with no exceptions. It requires no thinking, no luck, no predictions. It requires zero knowledge of crypto or blockchain or even what the coins do or their names. It runs on autopilot. You don't need to check it at all. It takes 3 minutes to set up, and if you can set up Netflix, you can do this. It requires zero technical skill. It takes the risk out of crypto because it makes money like clockwork in bear markets. 4 of the 10 biggest hedge funds in the world use it, and it's created countless billionaires and multimillionaires. Like this guy, John Henry, owns Liverpool, the Boston Red Sox, RFK Racing. He made all his money from trend following. This guy, Clifford Asness, he was shitpost tweeting at me this week, which was nice. He wrote the second academic paper ever on trend following, and now he runs $150 billion worth of trend following money and has a $1.6 billion net worth. Now, I've been doing this since 2014 personally, and here's my own results. And this is what my retirement accounts do. And they're up to well over $4 million now and counting. And my returns for the last couple of years have been 18.53, 32.93, 89.45. And I finished out 2023 at 50.5% for the year, which I'm pretty damn happy with. Now, it's all based on the oldest and most consistent way of profiting from any market, which is trend following. And we all intuitively know that the trend is our friend. So what is trend following? Trend following is the simple idea that a coin that starts going up has a higher probability of continuing to go up. Now, it's as close as we get to a law of the universe in financial markets, because a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Now, this was an edge that was previously only available to the very largest hedge funds in the world. There's an entire $300 billion industry who've been printing money hand over fist for 40 years with this. And in that 40 years, not one trend following hedge fund has ever blown up. And you can't say that about most types of hedge funds. Firms like Dunn Capital have outperformed the S&P by 475% over 50 years. My retirement accounts with these guys, this is the S&P 500 in gray. This is my retirement accounts. I mean, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous how much better this is than buy and hold investing. The trend following index, this is an index of every trend following firm that's got a track record longer than 10 years in blue, compared to the S&P 500 in gray. And you can see the S&P 500's done great, but nothing compared to this. And this is during the longest, strongest stock bull market in recorded history. Now, let's go back to the old school, the first human cities, in ancient Sumeria, modern day Iraq. And the first human cities were this bad boy, and then Akkad and Sumer. They used barley as money. Don't know why. Barley was the first human money, and they stored the prices of barley on these cuneiform clay tablets. They dug them up. You can run our trend following systems on these prices, and it works just as well as it did 5,000 years ago. The very first derivatives markets were Japanese rice futures markets, and they knew all about and invented all that candlestick charting stuff. Comes from the 16th century Japan, and their trend following systems work just as well today as they did way back when. Now, according to billionaire Cliff Asness, he says that trend following has worked annoyingly well for at least 100 years. This is the returns by decade since 1880. And you can see that it's just kicked the stock market's ass on a Sharpe ratio basis and a gross return basis every decade since 1880, which is pretty remarkable. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that trend following is as close to a law of gravity as we have in financial markets. It just works. It's worked in stocks, it's worked in bonds, it works in real estate, it works in FX, it works in commodities in every country in the world with no exceptions. Going back as far as money has existed, it's worked for 10,000 years because human nature hasn't changed. Human psychology hasn't changed. We're still greedy and we are still fearful. But the amazing thing, and the opportunity of our lifetimes, is that it works 6 times as well in crypto. So Bitcoin, you can make a lot of money, right? Like you can make a lot of money with Bitcoin. But from here to here, you lost 83% of it, and it went down 62% in a single day. And then you made an epic, jaw-dropping amount of money, and then lost half of it, scared you senseless, and then it looked like you were going to be okay. And then you lost it again, and then it looked like it was going to be okay, and it was far from okay. And right when it looked like it wasn't going to be able to get any worse, Sam Bankman-Fried took everyone's money, and it got a lot worse. And then it tripled. Wild ride. Now, The whole problem with Bitcoin is that you have to time the exact top. You have to get out here, here, and here. And you have to know when to sell. It's really, really hard. So what we're doing here, this solves the when do you sell problem with crypto. If you look at the little peaks and troughs in our system, they're just little peaks and troughs. You keep the money you made. It's actually way the hell up here now. You keep the money you made and you always have liquidity. So you can cash out with 10 clicks of a mouse. If you've got an emergency, if you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to go on holidays, whenever you feel like it, you're never, ever stuck holding the bag, waiting for crypto to go back up again so you can sell. It's very important. And this is what we call the greatest discovery in little guy finance. But instead of talking about it, let me show you. All right, this is our bull market's kicked off about mid-October. So let's kick it off about here. You can see that these are all the coins that we trade. The blue line is Bitcoin. And a couple of these coins have kicked Bitcoin's ass. Solana, AVAX, INJ, and TIA. We've held all of them. Now, how did we know that TIA was going to be the top performing coin in this leg of the bull market? Well, it's the black line. If you look at it way before it started to do this, it outperformed its peers. Like straight here, you can see it's running right through them. And number two, INJ, you can see the same thing way back here. It started to outperform its peers. Solana, number three, you can see right from the get-go, this blue line was strong as hell. And this happens to all of them. Everything even remotely near the top, like AVAX, you can see started to outperform hella early right here. Now, let's take a look. The 2021 bull market, it happened in two stages. So the first stage from January to, we got it to June, that's close enough. So you can see that there's really three coins that you want to hold above all others because they've outperformed Bitcoin by 7,000%, 5,000%, 1,800%. How did you know to hold Matic that it was going to be the strongest performing coin? You can see right at the start, see how it starts to overtake all the others and it's off to an early lead. And once a coin takes a lead, it's hard to overtake. And look at Doge. Elon started tweeting about it here, but see how it outperformed back here? This was probably Elon buying it, then letting things settle down before he did a market manipulation. Sneaky bastard. Solana, same thing. You can see here it starts to outperform and it just keeps outperforming and it's number three. This is how it works. Let's look at the second part of the 2021 bull. From July up to the start of 2022, the big winner was AVAX, NIA, and what else have we got here? Mana. Okay, AVAX, you can see clearly starts outperforming everything else. Solana outperforms everything else. Mana, look here, it just goes vertical through everything else. You just got to own that. NIA, early on, the brown line, just outperforming everything else. You hold the winners. This is how it works. Now, one more thing. This is our most, that'll make it easier to see. This is our most recent pullback. This is right here. So what we want to know is what coins have been the strongest since we started going nuts. So we're going to put that vertical line on the left side. And these are the coins that we want to hold. Wow. So we've got a couple that are coming up. AVAX, Render, Link, Sol, these are the obvious ones, but we've got Gal and Rune coming back now and OP, who would have thought? So this is how we pick our coins. I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. Now, you now possess the ability to know with absolute certainty which coins are going to be the moonshots in this 2024 bull market. Now let me show you how to take all the thinking, all the guesswork, all the skill, and all the uncertainty out of it and do this yourself. I'm going to show you how to turn it into a system that doubles your money every year on autopilot. And just so you don't think it's all hype, at the end of this presentation, all of you who turned up are getting this system for free, no catch. The version you're getting is the non-automated version. Excuse me. Which just gives you very simple buy sell alerts. If you want me to automate everything for you so that you can just sit back and collect the bag with no work and no risk, I'm going to offer you the best deal that you can possibly imagine. We can automate this whole thing into a press button money-making machine, and you'll learn how to ride this bull market for all it's worth, then compound your gains into generational wealth without lifting a finger. Now, let's say you bought Bitcoin in 2019, right at the perfect time. You bought it for $3,742. You timed it perfectly. You had a time machine. You would have made over 57% a year for that, which is actually a lot better than it sounds. It's really good. But in the same time frame, we made 107% per year. But we made it without experiencing one single bit of the torment pain that Bitcoin hodlers had to go through. And I want to point out that most of this was during a time when crypto wasn't going up. Most of this was during the absolute worst time in crypto history with all the FTX collapse, the Voyager, the BlockFi collapses, the Luna scam, every possible Ponzi-nomic thing you can possibly imagine. We crushed it. And at any point, you could cash your money out, and you never got stuck holding the bag, waiting for the market to come back. In fact, if you bought at the absolute top of the last bull market, you still would have doubled your money. You never had to try and time the exit perfectly, which is incredibly hard. You never experienced a losing year. You never got stuck holding the bag when the bear markets hit. And if you stuck $10,000 in back in 2019, you'd have $110,000 in Bitcoin. $146,099 with an average portfolio of top 50 altcoins. FinRev, you'd have 380,000. You'd just be a few years away from a $14 million retirement fortune. And this is what 100% per year compounding looks like. It just goes ludicrous after the first couple of years. You'd be in sight of an 8-figure retirement just over the next hill. Now, if you wish you had a time machine, Marty, we got to go back and buy Bitcoins. If you ever wanted to go back into 2011, 2012 and be able to pay those prices, this is the next best thing. Now, I traded this in the old market since 2014. I've still got my retirement accounts doing this. We've been running it on crypto for a couple of years now. The results have been incredible. And a year ago, we offered it to our best clients in the middle of the bear market. And when everyone else was taking it right in the ass. And let me show you the real results. And I'm very fucking proud of this. So you can see that our clients, even during the bear market, did 100% per year compounding at sharp 1.7. Now, this is the 2023 full year performance off Bloomberg of some of the top hedge funds in the world. These are the biggest guys. Best is 59.3. Second best 48, 30, 44. It starts to drop off 31, 22. I mean, 4.6, 3, 2.7. Only one of these multi-billion-dollar hedge funds got even half of our 2023 returns. So hang your head in shame, guys. Hang your heads in shame, because we beat you like a red-headed stepchild, like we've done every single year since 2019. And we promised to double other people's money in a year, and we did. And every single person who's used this for any length of time, more than a couple of months, has made money. Everybody wins, no exceptions. And I've never heard of anyone selling anything that actually works like that before. Now, let me show you how it works. And let me get nerdy and dirty for a couple of minutes. Okay. Here's how it works. We are holding a portfolio of 100 coins, all these coins. We generate a forecast. This is our forecast. If the forecast is positive, we go long. If the forecast is negative, we go short. You can see that recently, and 16th of October, right when the bull market kicked off, we got long, stayed long, started banking some profits gradually. From here, we started scaling out our positions very quickly, banked all the profit, and then reverse course started to build our position again. And right now, today, the way that these signals work is positive 10 is a normal long position and positive 20 is a maximum long position. So we are close, but not quite at our maximum conviction for long. So that's all well and good. It's easy to make money out of crypto when things are going well. How about when things go bad? Let's look at, there's no worse time for crypto. Like Solana's done really good here. We got long here and sure, we're still long and that's easy. There was no worse time for crypto than when that motherfucker went to jail. So that was as bad as it ever got. So let's just zoom in and let's have a little look at that. So the day before he went, if the rumor started to happen, you can see we had a small position. We had 4.5. We had a half long position. And here's where the rumors started to swirl. Now, I want you to put yourself in that position. The day before you've bought it, you just bought. No human investor in the world has the serenity and peace of mind to say, I really liked Sam Bankman-Fried yesterday. I liked his coin. I liked his exchange. Today, I think that's all wrong. I'm going to get out. Everyone says, I'll give it one more day. And then they say, oh, that's not too bad. I'll give it one more day. And now you're stuck. Now you can't leave. And almost everyone who trades crypto has had that experience. You think a trade's going to work and then it doesn't, and then you're stuck and now you can't sell and now I've got to wait till I get my money back and it never happens. Now, what we did, here we're long. We're at 4.5, completely flattened out the next day. We got cut, we got out. Then, this is really interesting because it's an algo and not a dumbass human making the decisions. It immediately changed its mind and got short, bet that the market was going to go down. And we got short and stayed short. Well, let me show you how we did. We rode this one right to the beach. So you can see we built our short position here and we rode that all the way to the lows and then only started banking profits and we're completely out by here. And what's amazing now, I want you to consider how you'd have to be Warren Buffett crossed with a Buddhist monk. You've just had the trade of your life shorting this pig. Sam Bankman-Fried's in jail. Crypto's a nuclear wasteland. Everyone hates it. Elizabeth Warren is screeching on the TV every day about banning crypto. You've just made a fortune shorting it. No human investor in the world is going to go, you know what? It's time to go long right here. We did. It was $14.46. Where is it today? $113. Now, check this out. This is Solana today. We are at 12.2 out of a maximum 20. So we are at an above average long size position, and we have been long right from the very beginning. And we wiggle up and down the position, but we've been long to one degree or another this whole rally, and we're still long. Now, this is what systematic trading can do for you. Gets it right. The honey badger algo, it just doesn't give a shit how you feel. It doesn't give a shit if you're tired. Believe me, I'm tired right now. I'm so tired. Like trading is wearing me down the 7-day pace. It doesn't care if you hate the coin or if you love it. It does all of this better than I can personally do it. And I'm actually legit one of the best you'll ever see in this life at it. And it does it on 100 coins simultaneously. Never sleeps, 24/7, 365. You don't have to worry. You don't have to feel stupid. It takes your emotions out of the trading, but it banks on other people's emotional decisions. Now, let me show you our current positions and how much money it's making today. One sec. Bloody user. Okay. Here we go. This is finrev when you log into it. The first thing you see is an equity curve. You can export this to Excel or print it out as an image or whatever. You can see that it's starting to aggressively print money again, exactly like it did here, exactly like it did here. It's this one's going for a big run right now. So the first thing you see is this is the amount of money you put in, less the money you've banked out in profits. This is how much money you've got today, and this is how much profit you've made. The next thing that you see as you scroll down is these are the top 10 long and short. These are the top 10 long and short positions. And trading is an 80-20 business like any other business. And in most things in life, you don't want to look at 100 positions. You just want to look at the biggest ones to get it at a glance. Now you can see at a glance that we've got one very small short position. So we're almost nothing in short. Out of $100,000, out of a $96,000 account, we've only got $600 in shorts, and we've got big longs in here. The next thing you might want to look at is the portfolio tab. Now you can sort these guys alphabetically. You can sort it by long, or you can look at the shorts. You can see we've only got one short today, but my favorite way to sort it is by notional value. So today, all of our biggest long positions, well, almost every position is long. Now you can click on any trade and bring up a chart. And you can see that we got long way back here in TRX, and we're still long, and we're just max. Like, this is a phenomenal trade. Like, you can see why this is our biggest position, because it's working. You can see that our forecast wiggles up and down. Now, as you scroll down, you can see a position history of how much notional value we held every single day. So between yesterday and today, we went from 13,287 to 13,509. And the day before we were, so it's up about $200, up about $200 on the day before. Now, the next thing that you might want to look at is our trade history. So you can see that everything that happened today, we bought some more ETH, but only a couple of $100 worth. We bought some of our XRP short. We almost closed that out. We bought some Ethereum Classic. We bought all of these terrible things. We sold some of this. So what we're doing is we're holding a portfolio of many coins, and we're trimming it up or down like $100, $200 at a time. Now, let me show you how easy it is to set up. So you have to use Authenticator. We don't let anyone on here without a Google Authenticator key. How you set it up, and I'm going to set it up for you right now. This takes 3 minutes. If you can set up Netflix, you can set this up. So you go to your exchange, and I've got one of my small accounts here open, and I'm going to go, it's at KuCoin. I'm going to go to API management, and I'm going to click on create API. I'm going to copy and paste that into here, and then I'm going to copy and paste those details in, and that's it. The setup is done. Now, how the system works. How the system works is 0000 Greenwich Mean Time. It checks how much money you've got in your account. You just deposit funds into that account. You don't have to do anything. As soon as there's money in your account, the system says, let's go. We're going to build a mathematically perfect portfolio for the amount of money you put in. So you put in 10 grand, it'll probably take 100 positions that are all $100 positions, literally. If you want to pull your money out or if you want to pull part of your money in. You don't have to email us. You don't have to ask support. It's your money. You just withdraw your money from your crypto exchange, and tomorrow at 0000 Greenwich Mean Time, which is 40 minutes ago, by the way, the system will go, oh, he's withdrawn some. Now let's trade with what we've got left. If you pull all the money out, the system just stops trading, and you don't have to ask permission. You can just stop trading with the click of a button. If there's something you want to buy a car or a house or whatever, unlike regular crypto that you might be down bad in a bear market and you might need to wait until you back to respectable. You're always 10 mouse clicks away from logging in and getting your money back. You can get your profits anytime you want, or you can add more anytime you want. It's your money. We can't touch it. One thing you need to know about API key trading is that they only give permission to trade. There's never any way that an API key can be used to withdraw or transfer money out of your account. This is a very, very easy thing to manage and live with. And ideally, you set and forget it and you don't touch it. And if you don't touch it, you're going to make an average of 100% per year. And you should hopefully never have a losing year. And if you make 100% per year, that's going to make anyone rich in 5 to 10 years. This is about creating generational wealth from crypto. And if you do 100% per year, after, even with 10 grand starting, you've got 320 after 5 years, and you're within sight of 10 million bucks. It's just a couple of hills over. You know, you can see it, you can start planning, you can start planning. Now, what you really want to do is just relax and enjoy the ride, and know that if you can manage to keep your hands off the steering wheel, this is going to make you rich in 5 or 10 years, no matter how small a grub stake you start with. And if you can just not fuck with it, if you can not worry about day-to-day fluctuations, oh, it hasn't made me money in 2 weeks, it must be broken. If you can forget about all that, then you can be highly, highly confident that at the end of the year, you will show a profit. Now, this is very interesting. It makes money in both bear markets and bull markets, but it does it in slightly different ways. In the bear markets, we see much longer sideways periods, between 60 and 148 days. But we see explosive growth and then back to sideways. In bull markets, it's very different. We don't see that explosive growth. We see steady growth. And then we see short sideways periods of between 19 and 31 days. And I want to show you something cool. So you can see that 27th of December was the equity peak. 1st of February was the low. It was 31 days. Exactly on schedule. It started to tip up. And now we're off to the races again. We're starting another one of these kind of big runs. My goal for you is the ability, like my own goal. This is my, I want you to be able to do whatever you want, wherever you want, with whoever you want, for as long as you want, free from money and fear and worry, free from worrying about money. And my idea is that money is just a tool to buy time and buy freedom. And most people use their time to buy money. I want you to use your money to buy time. And compounding does the real work. We have built what I believe is the ultimate platform for ongoing trading system development. There is absolutely no doubt this is the finest trading infrastructure ever offered to retail traders. It is far better than what exists in most hedge funds. But a few days ago, you didn't know me. You didn't know me from Sam. You've given me your time and attention over the last few days. Hopefully, if I've done my job today right, you've also learned a few things and given me your trust. And I don't take all that stuff lightly. It's all more precious than ever. So for showing up today, and because you see the opportunity in crypto right now, because you've given me your time and attention, I'm going to make you an incredible offer to put this thing to work for you so you can start doubling your money this year. But for those of you who know me, words alone aren't enough to thank you for supporting my quest to be the best in the world at this. And truly, it is the honor of my life to grind like an animal every day for this community. And I'm leading us all to generational wealth. For those of you meeting me for the first time, the only way I can earn your trust is to put some cash in your pocket right now. So therefore, for giving me your time and attention, I'm going to give you everyone who turned up today gets 6 months access to the light version of the system you've just seen. It's far simpler and easy enough for a beginner to use. It gets around 75% of the performance of the automated system in a bull market, stops you getting wrecked in the bear. So let me show you how to use it. It's the exact same website security, login, all the stuff that you've already seen. You don't need an API key or a connection to an exchange. You've got a simplified dashboard. All it tells you is this is what you have to do today. Open, for example, this day, open a Bitcoin long, open a Matic long, open an AVEX long. It tells you these are your current longs. This was from a week ago. And it tells you these are the ones that you have to close. It's very, very simple and super easy, much easier than anything else. Now, I've got just one more thing to show you, and truly, I've saved the best for last. So what if you could earn twice as much as the system I've just shown you? Very similar, but a small tweak doubles the earnings. What would that do for your life? How much faster could you get that freedom number? If you start out with $10,000, you've done 100% a year. After year one, you've got 20,000. The other, and with 200% a year, you've got 30. But by year two, that distance is stretched to 90,000 and 40,000. And by year three, it's blown out. It's a big deal. Compounding at 200% compared to 100% is a very big deal. So here's how the really big algo trading firms, the Rentex, the Jane Streets, the SIGs, they make so much money. Everyone does this. This is the secret sauce of the whole pod shop industry, this is how everyone does it now. They blend multiple systems, multiple forecasts together, and the whole is more than the sum of the parts. And when one system isn't working, another one will. This is our newest system. It's cross-sectional carry. Now, I don't have time to explain how it works, and you'd hate me if I did, but because today is nothing held back day, let me post in the chat a very technical document with the design spec. And I've even got an Excel sheet at the end if you guys want to calculate this for yourself for some weird reason. So carry is one of the strongest edges in finance. There's actually far more institutional money running using it than trend. As you can see, it's not quite as good. Like it's doing 53% per year at a Sharpe of 1.17. It's pretty good, but it's quite good. It's great actually, but it's not as good as trend. But now look at the magic that happens when we combine trend and carry. Now, carry does 53% a year at Sharpe 1.17. Trend does 100.9% per year at Sharpe 1.71. When we blend them together, because they are orthogonal, they are non-correlated, they work at different times, we go from 100.9% to 243% per year with a Sharpe ratio of 2.15. Now, I want to be clear that this is running at higher volatility than I would recommend. I would recommend everyone targeting between 150 and 180, maybe 200% per year. I think targeting 243% per year, it's going to increase the max drawdowns to about 35%. That may be hard to live with for some of you. I'd rather see you all take this down to easier to live with 150 to 200% a year. That's just my opinion, but it's all your choice. Because our system is custom for every user, we can dial this up or dial it down to suit your goals. And, you know, at the end of the presentation, we can have a nuanced nerd out on this, and I've got some more stuff to point you to. So this is the difference between retiring at 40 and retiring at 50. You know, while you're still young, while you still have the energy, while you still have the desire to explore the world. Now, and while you still have the time and the money and the freedom to invest in your health and let your relationship with your spouse or your partner flourish. Now, to preempt any bitching, anyone who bought before the 1st of Feb gets grandfathered. You get the upgrade from gold to platinum. And Anyone who bought after then, if you want the upgrade, you can just pay the 3K at any time. You can reach out to support or me. Now, here's the deal. We have 3 tiers of finrev available for you today. finrev Silver, the signal service version, everyone who's here right now gets free 6 months for everyone who attended today, even if you had to leave early. finrev Gold, trend following only, and it's 6,500 for 3 years of fully automated trend following trading on an exchange of your choice. Now, finrev Platinum is 9,500 for 3 years of fully automated trading with all of our systems, including the carry system you've just seen and future upgrades we've got on the drawing board. But also we give you the ability to run multiple exchanges. If you want to split, if you're uncomfortable with any one exchange, which is perfectly reasonable, you might want to split it up between 2 or 3. So let's go through it in detail. finrev Gold, you get 3 years of automated algorithmic trading. You get a VIP onboarding with one of our expert crypto trader coaches, not a like customer support person in the third world, like a real professional trader, like someone like Ian or myself or Paul or any of the guys who've got skin in the game. You get the same comprehensive stats and monitoring package that I've shown you today, but you don't ever need to look at it. You can delay starting or pause at any time. If you feel like you can make more money by YOLOing your funds into some meme coin or whatever for a few weeks, you can pause, you can restart, you can do that to your heart's content. If you're just moving money around and you're not quite ready, you're waiting for some funds to come, you can delay starting or pause anytime. Just get the deal, and you get grandfathered in for where you are. The double your money guarantee is if you aren't in profit after your first 12 months using the system, we'll let you use it for free until you've doubled your money, and then your time starts after that, after you've doubled your money. Now, finrev Platinum, the same thing. 3 years of automated algorithmic trading with all our systems and future systems. The VIP onboarding, the comprehensive stats and monitoring package. We completely custom designed the system and its risk levels for your goals. If you're a little closer to retirement, you want to dial that risk down. If you're a little further away from retirement, you might want to dial it up a bit. You're grandfathered into new systems. We have 6 more on the drawing board. We can talk about that a bit later. For no extra charge, you can delay starting or pause. When you combine the cross-sectional carry and the trend following, it makes the return smoother. It makes it less of and more. That's the general thing. So how you get access is you fill out our quick intake form, which just gives us some insight into your investing plans, how we can best assist you. Then you can book in for a quick call with our enrollment team. I want to emphasize this is not an obligation. This is not signing up to some high pressure teleshark call. This is having a quick chat with the onboarding team who can answer all your questions, get you hooked up with a dedicated onboarding rep, schedule your slot when you're ready to move forward. And if you haven't got funds now, just get the deal. And when you're ready to trade, we start your time from then. If you need a payment plan, you haven't got all the money up front. If you need a shorter commitment, if you need a longer commitment, we've got options. Now, what happens at the end of the 3 years? When your deal's up? Well, we won't charge you again. What we're just going to charge you is 20% of the profits that you make. So this is one-time payment or payment plan or whatever you choose it. At the end of it, we're not going to sting you again. We're just going to charge you 20% of the profits we make together. So at this point, I'm going to open it up for questions. Ian, let me... Hold on, I've got to make you co-host again. Brian, really great question. Both gold and platinum technically can use leverage, but the reality is that because altcoins are so volatile, they have never used leverage. Not once has anyone ever used leverage, but we do. Let me show you something a little bit retarded. So this is one of our developers who's he's run it at a very, very high volatility target or a high risk level. By doing that high risk level, he shouldn't have done this. This is a very, very bad practice, but he started with $225. And you can see that he's having wild swings in his equity until trend following started to really work. And then he just turned that $220 into 9,690. It came back to 8,000. And now he's already at new equity highs. He's at, so he thinks he's a trading genius, but really what he's done here is he's just run through every stoplight in its journey to the destination. Yeah, I know, Michael Roshin, I know you want to do this desperately. No, you shouldn't do this. This way looks like it's the way, but what this guarantees is at some point he's going to have a 90% drawdown, and he can't and won't be told he needs to touch the stove, so he needs to touch the stove. What are the odds of failure? Trend following, absolutely zero. Trend following has worked for 10,000 years. Carry trades, slightly different. So carry trades, you would never put 100% of your money in carry trading.
Nice.
Okay, Todd Michaels props. FinRev is going to perform better on an exchange like Binance because it trades more coins. You would think so, wouldn't you? You would fucking think so. But actually, there's some statistical properties of markets, which I won't get into because I'll go nuts on them. But basically, trend following works better on the bigger coins. So a constrained universe of top coins actually works better. And DYDX is performing as well as Binance. Binance underperformed for a little bit because we fixed it now, but it underperformed because we were trading smaller coins.
Anybody who wants a payment?
Yes. Those coins with the light version, the coins are relatively mainstream coins. There's nothing obscure.
Anybody that's thinking about a payment plan, we can do some things that are custom to you, so have a chat with the enrollment directors on the links there, and then they can figure out something with you.
Chelsea, this is Chelsea's asking, is this essentially buying a trading bot? No. I hate that term, by the way. A trading bot is generally some tinker toy bit of bullshit software that you run and leave running on your computer in the background, and it presses buttons for you according to a simple set of rules. For a start, most of those don't work. They're not developed by people who actually have made money in the markets. And this you don't have to run on your computer. It runs in the cloud. This is more like the infrastructure that you'd have on the inside of a hedge fund. Don't know what to tell you, Seamus. We've got a shit ton of US customers, like millions and millions of dollars worth of them. So, Ian, that Rollbit front running isn't working so well right now. I'm still in. Let me check. Let's have a look and see if I'm still in. I think it's the only one I got left in these. Yeah, still got the Rollbit. Yeah, I'm not happy with the performance, but hey, I think it's a long-term thing.
So FinRev Lite or FinRev Silver is a signal service. So that the manual one, it's not going to connect to an exchange. So there's just a few questions. Can I use this wallet or that wallet or this exchange? So effectively, if you've got an exchange that you can trade, then you're going to get a set of signals from FinRev each day. Open this, close this, and then you just go to your exchange and just literally write, oh, well, Scott's showing it here.
Okay, so here you load it up. It says, these are today's trades. Nothing to do today, nothing to close, and this is what you should be holding. So at the moment, FinRev Silver is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Link, TRX, ADA, AVAX, Sol, BNB, DOT, Doge, Atom, Matic, and 1000G. That's how it works. You can pick another day and go back in time and see what were you doing then, and have a look.
Absolutely.
That's basically it.
Now, Scott, nobody really wants to get up at midnight and trade this on the stroke of midnight.
No. That's absolutely not necessary. Absolutely not necessary. In fact, arguably a little bit suboptimal. But I would pick the same, if you're using FinRev Lite, just pick around the same time of day every day. all this is, if you trade it at different times of day, it's going to introduce variance or luck, which balances out in the long term. But in the short term, you want to do it roughly at the same time each day, within a couple of hours anyway.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of thing that you have to be married with and set alarms, and it's not a hassle to live with.
All right, nice. Just skimming
Yeah,
through.
you can still do spot trades, JMP. Is there anything that people want me to look at? I mean, they're all pretty much like this. AVAX. Stupid Bitcoin Cash. BNB. Wow. We got long this one a couple of days ago in 100x too. But you can see Bitcoin, you can see BNB is, we got long expecting this vacuum up to highs, and now we've busted through. Let's have a look at Sol.
Nice. So Guy asks a good question. Okay, guys, so there's two things going on here. The one thing is the manual system. The manual system, everybody's going to get 6 months of that today. We'll send an email out automatically to you 24, 48 hours later. That one, yeah, you're going to get up and you're going to do what the machine tells you to do every day. And then if you'd like it to be fully automated so that you don't do anything, well, then that's the finrev. You've got the choice of the gold or the silver. And you can chat with that with the enrollment guys. And that one is fully automated. So the gold is the trend only. And then the platinum is the trend plus the carry as well.
Guys, the two sets of dashboards I've shown you today, one was the finrev dashboards, and these are my internal Grafana dashboards, which are beautiful and pretty, but you can see that sometimes they're sketchy. Like this one's missing data for like this coin, and they're a little bit sketchy, but they're very, very fast. So when I'm demonstrating, I can zap through things fast. The data isn't always 100% accurate, and some of it's missing. So I wouldn't want to give you this. I wouldn't want to give you guys this. If you want to try the finrev Lite for 6 months and then move on to gold or platinum, we've raised the prices honestly, like continuously. So that my plan is that every 3 months or so, as we get more and more results, as more and more millions of dollars profit made for our members, that I should be charging more for it. So I would expect it to be substantially more in 6 months, as long as everyone's made money. How much is the light version? Light version I'm giving to you for free, Angel. Guys, I think I covered it all, right?
That is awesome. Really awesome. So just one last time, just to capture everything, all these little questions about the exchanges, can I do this, can I do that? If you join the finrev Automated, you're going to get a call with a coach, a VIP onboarding, and they'll be able to literally, you can press that button, do that. They will help you with all these little bits of setting up. Any questions about payment plans or anything that you want to dig into?
The future system ideas. So let me tell you what's on the drawing board. We have cross-sectional carry. We have trend. We have 36 different trend features. We have cross-sectional momentum. We have relative value trades, which are mean reversion trades. And then we have combination features where we trade mean reversion on we split our universe into the coins that are working, the 50% of coins that are working best on trend, we trade trend for those, and the 50% of coins that aren't working the best on trend, we trade mean reversion of. And then we have secondary alphas. Open interest is a strong edge. Average daily volume, would you believe, is a strong edge on crypto and reasonably predictive of future prices. And then we can do that same cross-sectional momentum crossed with open interest and cross-sectional momentum crossed with average daily volume. And also we've got a liquidity proxy, which is, stop and restart the video. If I hold up my thumbs, Zoom does it. We've got a liquidity proxy, which is open interest divided by average daily volume as a proxy for liquidity. And we can do a cross-sectional feature with cross-sectional momentum and liquidity. So those are the next features that I've got on the drawing board. Sylvester, you don't need an iPhone app. You can just load it on your browser on your phone.
Nice. That's really fantastic. Thank you, Scott.
Guys, I would say that I really recommend this. Is, you know, I know we're printing money in the 100x Coin Club right now. Like, I know it's like FinRev will feel like driving a car with the brakes on after the 100x Coin Club, but honestly, your odds of keeping the money and doubling it again and again and again go from reasonably small to a slam dunk. And, you know, eventually, like, I've got it right all the way through this bull market in 100x Coin Club, but we're betting on me. Like let's pull the bullshit out of it. Like, I can't guarantee, like I can't guarantee that I'll get every single wiggle right. I might get one wrong. And when I get one wrong, which I haven't yet, it's going to cost us all, most of all me. So I think that the safe way to do this is, as you make profits, pull them out of 100x Coin Club, shove it into FinRev. That's the plan. That's always been the plan. I've been unwavering about that. And just because I doubled my 100x accounts in the last 7 days, I didn't do that in FinRev. But FinRev is still a smarter play, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
All right.
Be on the
Thanks.
inside.
Ta-da.